Welcome to my channel, friends. Welcome to the solar system, a big place filled with planets, stars, and moons. Imagine the solar system like a giant playground in space, where everything is moving and spinning around the sun. The sun is like a big, bright star in the center of the solar system. There are 8 main planets in the solar system, and they all have different sizes, colors, and features. Some are rocky and solid, while others are big and gassy. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system and the one closest to the sun. It's very hot during the day and very cold at night. Mercury is too hot and lacks a protective atmosphere for life to exist. Mercury is small, about 1/3 the size of Earth, and orbits the Sun at an average distance of 36 million miles. Mercury takes 88 days to orbit the Sun and rotates very slowly, taking 59 Earth days for one rotation. Mercury doesn't have any moons or rings. Mercury formed about 4.5 billion years ago from swirling gas and dust. Mercury has a dense metallic core surrounded by a thin mantle and crust. Mercury's surface is covered in craters and basins, similar to the Moon's surface. Mercury has a thin exosphere made up of particles blasted off its surface by the solar wind. Venus is a planet like Earth, but it's super hot and covered in thick clouds. It's the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus' extreme temperatures and harsh conditions make it unlikely to support life as we know it. Venus is slightly smaller than Earth and orbits the Sun at an average distance of 67 million miles. Venus rotates slowly and in the opposite direction to most planets. A day on Venus is longer than a year. Venus has no moons and no rings. Venus formed about 4.6 billion years ago from the same material as the other planets in our solar system. Venus has a rocky surface, iron core, and thick atmosphere mainly composed of carbon dioxide. Venus' surface is hot enough to melt lead and is covered in volcanoes, mountains, and valleys. Venus' atmosphere is thick with carbon dioxide and clouds of sulfuric acid, creating a strong greenhouse effect and making it the hottest planet in the solar system. Planet Earth is our home, a place filled with land, water, and air. Earth is special because it's just right for life, with air to breathe, water to drink, and many creatures to see. Earth has abundant life due to its hospitable temperature and liquid water. Earth is the largest of the terrestrial planets and orbits the Sun at an average distance of 93 million miles. Earth orbits the Sun every 365.25 days and completes one rotation every 23.9 hours, causing day and night. Earth has one moon, which stabilizes its wobble and influences its climate. Earth has no rings. Earth formed about 4.5 billion years ago from gas and dust pulled together by gravity. Earth has 4 main layers: inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Earth's surface has mountains, valleys, and oceans covering nearly 70% of the planet. Earth's atmosphere is composed mainly of nitrogen and oxygen, providing air for breathing and protection from the sun's radiation. Mars, often called the Red Planet, is the 4th planet from the Sun in our solar system. With its rusty red surface, polar ice caps, and intriguing landscape, Mars cannot support life. Scientists search for signs of past life. Given its wetter and warmer conditions billions of years ago, Mars is about half the size of Earth. Average distance of 142 million miles away from the Sun. Mars takes about 24.6 hours to complete one rotation and orbits the Sun every 687 Earth days. Mars has 2 small moons, Phobos and Deimos. Mars has no rings. Mars formed about 4.5 billion years ago from gas and dust pulled together by gravity. Similar to other terrestrial planets, Mars has a dense core, rocky mantle, and iron-rich crust, with Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the solar system, dominating its surface. The red planet is actually many colors. At the surface, we see colors such as brown, gold, and tan. The reason Mars looks reddish is due to oxidization or rusting of iron in the rocks. Mars has a thin atmosphere primarily composed of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, is a gas giant with colorful bands and a massive storm known as the Great Red Spot. Jupiter's extreme conditions make it inhospitable for life as we know it. Some of its moons, like Europa, hold potential for hosting life. Jupiter is 11 times wider than Earth. Jupiter is 5.2 astronomical units away from the Sun. It takes 43 minutes for sunlight to travel to Jupiter. Jupiter's day lasts just 10 hours, making it the shortest in the solar system, while it orbits the Sun once every 12 Earth years. With 4 large moons and many smaller moons, 95 moons that are officially recognized. The rings are composed of small, dark particles. About 4 billion years ago, Jupiter settled into its current position in the outer solar system, where it is the 5th planet from the Sun. The composition of Jupiter is similar to that of the Sun, mostly hydrogen and helium. As a gas giant, Jupiter lacks a solid surface, with its swirling gases and liquids making it impossible for spacecraft to land or fly through unscathed. The gas planet likely has 3 distinct cloud layers in its skies. The top cloud is made of ammonia ice, while the middle layer is likely made of ammonium hydrosulfide crystals. The innermost layer may be made of water ice and vapor. Saturn, the 6th planet from the Sun, is known for its stunning rings made of icy particles and rocky debris. Saturn itself is inhospitable. Some of its moons, such as Enceladus and Titan, hold potential for life due to the presence of internal oceans. Saturn is about 9 times wider than Earth, with an average distance from the Sun of 886 million miles. Saturn has the second shortest day in the solar system. One day on Saturn takes only 10.7 hours, and an orbit around the Sun lasting about 29.4 Earth years. Saturn has 146 moons in its orbit, with the exception of a gap measuring 2,920 miles, 4,700 kilometers, in width called the Cassini division that separates rings A and B. The main rings are A, B, and C, rings D, E, F, and G. Formed about 4.5 billion years ago from swirling gas, and thus Saturn is mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Like Jupiter, Saturn is made mostly of hydrogen and helium. Saturn is the only planet in our solar system with an average density that is less than water. As a gas giant, Saturn doesn't have a true surface. The planet is mostly swirling gases and liquids deeper down. Saturn's atmosphere is characterized by clouds, jet streams, and storms, with winds reaching remarkable speeds and a hexagon-shaped pattern observed at its north pole. Uranus, the 7th planet from the Sun, is an ice giant with a unique tilt that causes it to appear to spin on its side. Uranus' environment is not conducive to life because of extreme temperatures, pressures, and composition. With a diameter of 31,763 miles, Uranus is about 4 times wider than Earth. It's located 1.8 billion miles away from the Sun. One day on Uranus takes about 17 hours. Uranus makes a complete orbit around the Sun in about 84 Earth years. Uranus has 28 known moons. It has 2 sets of rings, consisting mostly of narrow, dark gray rings. Uranus formed about 4.5 billion years ago, likely closer to the Sun before migrating to its current position, mostly composed of a hot, dense fluid of icy materials over a small rocky core. As an ice giant, Uranus doesn't have a true surface. The planet is mostly swirling fluids. While a spacecraft would have nowhere to land on Uranus. Uranus' atmosphere is mostly hydrogen and helium, with a small amount of methane. The methane gives Uranus its signature blue color. Neptune, the 8th and farthest planet from the Sun, is a big, icy planet. It's super windy and has lots of moons spinning around it. Neptune's extreme temperatures, pressures, and composition make it highly unlikely to support life. Neptune is about 4 times wider than Earth and orbits at an average distance of 2.8 billion miles from the Sun. A day on Neptune lasts about 16 hours, and it completes an orbit around the Sun every 165 Earth years. Neptune has 16 known moons. Neptune has at least 5 main rings and 4 prominent ring arcs. Neptune was formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Neptune is an ice giant with a rocky core surrounded by hot, dense fluid of icy materials, making it the densest of the giant planets. Neptune lacks a solid surface, with its atmosphere gradually merging into water and other melted ices over a solid core. Mostly composed of hydrogen and helium, with methane giving Neptune its vivid blue color. It's also the windiest world in the solar system, with winds reaching over 1,200 miles per hour.
Thanks for watching my video. In upcoming video, we will discuss about dwarf planets in detail. Relaunch ready.